What's up everybody, Johnnie Omega here, giving you my review of Dark Phoenix. Dark Phoenix is the 7th installment in the X-Men saga and 12th overall if you count the spin-offs. So in this movie it starts off where the X-Men have to go up into space to save some astronauts. While they're up there, Jean Grey absorbs the Phoenix Force, but the power of that is too much for her to control. A couple of bad things happen and now the X-Men have to take down a threat that used to be one of their own. This is Fox's second attempt at the Dark Phoenix saga, and I never thought I would say this, but Brett Ratner did it better. This movie is a mess in almost every way possible. I just don't understand how you could take a cast this talented with a storyline this iconic that's already written for you and mess it up. Now, I'm not saying that the movie has to be a direct 100% adaptation of the comic book storyline. Change some things up if you want to. But don't change things for the sake of changing them because you mess up the whole product. It's like getting one of those packs of muffins where all you have to do is add water to it. You have everything you need right in front of you in the most simplistic way possible. How do you mess that up? I just don't understand why this storyline is so difficult for Fox to adapt into a great movie. I've never in my life called an X-Men movie bad. I'll usually say something along the lines of it disappointed or it wasn't as good as it could have been. And even though I wouldn't call this movie bad, it definitely falls closer to that end of the spectrum than any other X-Men movie. I'm a big defender of X-Men Origins Wolverine and also X-Men The Last Stand because even though those aren't great movies, I personally never thought they were as bad as a lot of people say they are. With this movie though, there really isn't much I can say if somebody says this movie sucks. There's only 3 things in this movie that saves it from me just calling it a bad movie. The first one is the acting. From an acting perspective, James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender, like always, carry this entire movie. Even though you could tell that the stuff they were given wasn't that good, they made it work. And Nicholas Hoult did a good job as Beast too, I can't forget about him. The second thing I like was the ending battle sequence. Everything from the moment where Magneto and his crew go to confront Jean all the way until the final battle is over. That was the only time in the whole movie where I actually felt excited about what I was watching. Unfortunately, that didn't happen until about an hour and a half into the movie, so it was definitely a case of too little too late. And the third thing was the score. I've always been a big fan of Hans Zimmer and his music elevated every scene. Even the scenes that you knew weren't good felt a little bit better from the music that was playing in the background. I'm glad they got him to do the score though, because if the music sucked on top of what else I had to sit through and watch in this movie, So in conclusion, the acting of the main 3 characters were good, the music was good, and the final battle scene was easily the best part of the entire movie. Up until that point though, the movie was filled with poorly executed dialogue, bad writing, and just a lot of things that didn't make any sense. But I'll make a spoiler video talking about that because that's just way too much stuff to talk about here. Dark Phoenix isn't the worst comic book movie I've ever seen. It's not even the worst movie I've seen this year, but it's definitely the most disappointing. This movie wasn't a complete train wreck and there are some redeeming qualities in it, but not enough to make this a good movie, especially when you compare it to other X-Men films. All that being said, I'd say this movie is cool to watch if there's nothing else on TV. So comment below and let me know what you guys thought of the movie. And also, out of all the X-Men movies, which one do you think is the worst out of the bunch? I'm doing a video this weekend where I rank all the X-Men movies from worst to best, but just between us, I'll go ahead and give you a quick little preview. This movie's gonna be ranked last. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button to see what we got coming next.